Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to make a necklace with some of the last of my pieces from SoftFlex Company's Deco the Halls. And I think we're going to be using the pearl strand and the black beads. Then we're also going to use this pretty one I have as a focal. And we have these fun end pieces to bring it to a close up at the top, and then we'll put chain on the rest of it to finish it off. We won't use, it's probably not going to be very much chain. So let's turn down and we'll get started. Okay, here's our pile of goodies. And I'm going to divide these the beads in half because I'm not sure how much we have for each side. So we'll just start by dividing them in half. Bubble in my mat there. And if they break unevenly, then we'll put the other ones away. And it looks like, nope, there's the other black one. So there's that side. Now I have used some of the pearls in different pieces, so it might break unevenly, but we'll see how it goes. That one's stuck together. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And these did break unevenly, so we'll put one in each and we'll put one to the side. So what we're going to do, and we do have spacers here. I have some gunmetal washer spacers and some antique silver. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this beautiful piece here. These will go to the other side, obviously. We're going to start with, I think, a couple of pearls. Let me see what the difference in amounts is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I should be building this on the other side since this is the other side of the piece here. So let's move it over here. Now this is a 4-hole piece, but and I may decide to hang something from the bottom, but I'm not sure yet, so we'll see. Why do I have so many more pearls over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Huh. I have 4 more pearls on this side. Yep, that's the same amount. So I'm just going to put these other things up here and decide if I want them later. I may not even want, I may want less of these because I'm going to put these spacers in between. In between each pearl, I'm going to have a daisy spacer. And then between the pearl and the big ones, I'm going to put a daisy spacer and a washer spacer. So it's going to get quite a bit longer with these items in here. So let's get a spool of SoftFlex out. We're going to use white SoftFlex. And I'm just going to work straight onto the spool. We'll just pull this much out. And then I am going to start on this end over here, and then we'll see if it's too long, we can always take stuff out. So we're going to start with this fellow here, and then a daisy spacer, a washer spacer, a daisy spacer. Like so. Then we'll have the pearl. And then a daisy spacer, the pearl, and then of course we want this pattern again with the daisy spacer, the washer spacer, and the daisy spacer. The big guy here. So you can see what our pattern's going to look like. Now I must say I'm not real thrilled with how big the washer spacer's hole is, but it's still looking pretty cool. So I think I'll leave it be. Now, depending on how long we want this to be, especially considering we're going to use these pretty closure pieces here, I'm not sure I am going to use that pretty piece. It's really pretty, but it would be good to bring multiple rows together, and we're only doing one. I'll have to think about it. I could just make the whole thing be this pattern stuff here. Or a smaller connector maybe up at the top. as we do have a few more beads and we could make this go all the way around. Let's see how much we have here so far. This is a little over 5 inches, and we have this much more to put on. So it'd be 7 right here if we put the whole thing on, which I think this is going to be too much if we put the whole thing on. And if I think we need more, we do have enough to make another turn of beads, which we may end up doing. So let's just keep going, and I'll decide when we get to that point whether we're going to use those beads and just make it be this length here without the pretty pieces here. Now let's measure this again and see how long we are now. Now this is 7.5 inches. We could put these other 3 beads on and we would gain almost another inch, and that'd be 8.5 plus this, and then our closure. I think we're just going to do that. We're not going to use these pieces here at all. So since we have these other 2, we'll just put them in like we do here. And I'm going to have to get some more spacers. Now, if we put our focal on now, I'm not going to put it all the way across because I'm going to want some seed beads under it to protect the wire some and to keep it from wiggling all over the place. So if we go to the middle of our focal and go this direction, well, let's put it up on top of our ruler here. Go to the middle of the focal, so we'll bring this halfway over the side here and then go over to here. We're going to be 18 inches right there because that's 9 inches. So when we get it done, which I'm going to need to give it some more wire. It should be about 18 inches. So that'll be a relatively nice length. Oh yeah, we wanted to put our seed beads on. So I've got some little Mayuki seed beads. So we will open those up. And we're just going to feed them through here. Now I know that's probably not enough. No, it needs like 2 or 3 more at least. More like probably 4 or 5. Now putting these seed beads in here does 2 things. One, it protects the wire somewhat from getting any rubbing since it's right here. Well, it's going to get some rubbing as you come in and out here. But it keeps the wire from being right directly to your skin. It gives the little beads a little something to sit. It sits on your skin instead of... Now I think that should be plenty. Might even be one too many. Yeah, it's one too many. So we'll take this last one off. And close this bit and go through our hole here. Bing! See, it's perfect. So now we'll start stringing the other side. I'm going to put my little seed beads away though, since I'm not going to need them anymore. Unless I decide to do something down at the bottom, since I do have 4 holes on our focal. And I just dropped one of our little seed beads out, but that's all right. So we'll start pearl, daisy, pearl. Oh, come on, pearl. This pearl doesn't want to go on. Sometimes when they put the coatings on the pearls, it goes over the top of the holes, and I'm fairly positive that's what that was doing. So now we're going to just repeat the pattern from the other side so that we have a full necklace going like so. Uh-oh, I have an error over here. I have 2 whites when there shouldn't be 2 whites right here. It should only be 1. So we're going to have to take this back out, take this extra one right here off. So as it turned out when I went through it, this was not an extra one. It needed the 2 here, but then we had a double 2, so I decided to take this second one back up, this second one here off. So we'll just have 1 by the big focal. And now we will put her back together. And 1 is not bad there. But we just have to remember that that is what we're doing here. I have a seed bead missing out of here. That's what I just noticed over there. Found a seed bead here, so we need to... Come here, you. Put it back in place. Okay. Okie dokie. Now we'll just take out this spacer right here because we don't need that one. Put our pearl on. And now we'll follow the pattern again, but only one right here beside it. And then we'll go to our 1-2 pattern here. Now let's see how long this is. We are going to put just a teeny bit more on this side because I am going to put the spacer on there. So plop this up here, and it's that says 18. However, it isn't halfway over this direction. Now it says 18.5, which is 17. And we are going to, of course, add a lobster claw and maybe even an extender chain. So I think these few little white beads are going to be left over. I decided not to use these. We can put this one spacer back. I could put 2 of these on, but I know that if I put the pearls on the ends, that the strands will not back through it. So I'm just going to cut my wire right here because I've got plenty over on the other side there. And we can bring it back this direction so they're evened out. Put our spacers away. Then we're going to bring this over here so that we can swing this all over that direction. Even can go a little bit further yet. We'll put these spacers onto this side. And then we are done, other than putting on our let's check and make sure everything is correct here. Yep, everything's fine. So, because I was sort of weirded out because this one strand looked a little longer than the other side, and it should be just exactly the same, but it's still looking weirdly a little bit different. But it is what it is. It looks all right now. It just must have just had one side looser than the other side. These 3 pearls will need put away, as will these other things that we're no longer using. But here's our necklace. Now I need to get some crimp tubes and a lobster claw and some extender chain. Okay, I've got a couple of lobster claws. I've got a lobster claw, I've got a couple of jump rings, got an extender chain, and I have checked it with my lobster claw, which I just checked as well. It opens and closes fine, and it will go into the extender chain. So we can use this particular extender chain. So what we're going to do, Actually, since I'm using this extender chain, maybe instead of using this big guy here, I will use this one to put it on, and I've got a smaller one even over here that the lobster claw could go through. But we don't need it that small. I think we will just switch to the regular size here that we've got here. This is our medium size. And we'll put our bigger one up later. So what we need to do is crimp our ends here. So we'll just choose one end, go with our crimp tube, pull her around, go through the crimp tube, and then it should go through these spacer beads as well as the fire polish. That should be good right there. So we'll bring this up to what we figure is a good size, a good loop. Then I'm going to get my crimp tube right in the middle of my, and that's not laying flat. There we go. Crimp, turn, crimp. That's a little bit bigger loop than I generally make, but it's all right. So up you go. Now I'm going to get this excess wire here. Make sure you get the excess one, not your regular one. Then we'll trim that off. Slide everything over here. And then we're going to put the other side on. So get our crimp tube here. Go through these beads again, as well as our crimp tube. Bring her to here. Pull her up. Bring her down. Tighten it up. Bring it up. Okay. Now we'll get in here and crimp. Okay, you're being uncooperative here. Good enough. And now we'll clip the extra wire. Wiggle this around till it goes inside that one below it. Close enough. Now we will open our rings up and put our lobster claw on one side and the extender chain on the other. And there is our necklace all finished. Now this is a relatively short necklace, which is fine. I don't like the looks of that jump ring. I'm going to work on it a little bit before something comes off. See, it's got a weird piece right here. It looks like it's popped up just a hair's breadth. That's better. Yeah. But I'm still not truly happy with it because it seems to be up a little bit. Anyway, there we go. We're done. Clip this on here. And there's our necklace. Very simple, very sweet. Pretty little necklace using our Deco the Halls from and it is relatively short, but with the extender it becomes quite a bit longer, obviously. So let's measure our final length here. Now, I haven't got the extender to the very end. Let's put it to the very end so we can see how long it would be at the very end and how short it would be at the other side. So we can stop. So at the very end, we would be at 20 inches. But if we were at the very top, the normal spot, it would be about 18. So there is what it looks like right now. Now, I do have the 2 extra holes. I could put something on the bottom down here if I chose to. I could do a little pearl thing down here. I don't have many beads left in our kit. See what we do have. I think I have the tiny black ones, though, the really tiny black ones. So we have these two little coin ones in here, or we have the little tiny black ones in here. If we decide to use the tiny black ones, that looks sort of cool in there. I may have to do something with it. I still have 2 of the flower pieces. We could take and do like so. Of course, if we put it on beading wire, oh, and I think the holes are way over here, so it would be more like this. Actually, I sort of like that. We may decide to do that. But I think the holes are still up a little higher, so, well, if we put spacers in, it wouldn't be so high. And we would want to at least put some daisy spacers in, so that it would, let's see what it looks like. Let's get a piece of wire out, and I think I just threw away that wire I had out. And we'll get a couple of daisy spacers. Excuse me, got hiccups. 1, 2, 3. We need 4 at least. Unless we want a couple spacers on either side of the pearls. So there is, oops, that's a wrong size. 6 spacers. Let's see if we need that many. I need a piece of, I think I just threw away that one I cut off. And I think it wasn't long enough anyway, but I do have a longer piece here. Let's see if that'll be long enough. And what we'd want to do is put a spacer and then the pearl. Oops, don't lose your spacer. Should put a bead stopper on, Rose. Spacer, little black one. Spacer, pearl. Now we've got all of the spacers and stuff here, so what we need to do is go through our hole here from both sides. We'll take off the bead stopper here. Now we want to pull these two up. I've got this one going all the way through, which is not a big deal, but come on, you. Need to get hold of you. Looks like I have an extra spacer out here. That's fine. So then we tighten it up and it looks like so. I sort of like it. So what we want to do now, if we're going to do this, is we need to get another crimp tube. Now if we wanted it a little bit longer or a little snugger to the wires here, we could put another black one in on either side. But that might be longer than I want it. Let's see. Yeah, I think it might be longer than I want it that way. Let's see. Pull you up. Let's see what it looks like with the little black ones in here. Oh, there is one. I thought I got two out. Okay, so we put this little guy on this side. Bing. And this little guy on this side. Come on, you. Then we'll go back through the holes again. You this way, you this way. I think I liked it better without the little black beads. So we'll take the little black beads back off. Put the strands both back through our 4-hole bead. Come on, you. Okay. Pull them up tight. Yeah, I prefer that. So now what we need to do is we need to get a crimp tube and pull these tightly together, and then crimp this inside here. Now if we wanted to, we could also put some seed beads in here. We could even put one on the outside here to give it a little bit more of a turn in there, but we don't have to. So I'm just going to put these things away. I probably have enough that I could make another pair of earrings or something with these gold flowers, but worry about that later. Okay, so we'll get a crimp tube out. Just one, we only need one, though we could use two if we were a little worried about it. So we'll put the crimp tube on one side here. Come here, you. Then we'll come in from the other side with our other wire and go through the crimp tube again. Come here, baby. Now this is going to be a little tight and tricky here because you do need to get both sides tight here before you crimp it. And pretty much want your crimp tube to be in the middle there. So we'll get our crimping pliers out here and get inside that. Pull it as tight as you can and then crimp. Now we'll turn it a little bit so we can get these crimps finished. And it is a little loose, but it's not a big worry. It's just going to show a little wire on the sides that way. So I think we're good here. See? And we'll trim our extra. Crimp looks pretty good. It doesn't seem to be pulling as a whole. So we'll trim our extra wire off. So take our wire and slide it up, and then do the same on this side. And as you can see, it does have a little extra wire there, but that's all right. Here is our finished necklace now, with our little beaded portion on the bottom. So here we go. Here's our pretty little necklace. It's not atrociously long. Like I said, it is almost choker length. Oops, come on, get my hair out. And there's what she looks like all finished and on. Isn't that pretty? I like it. I think adding the beads to the bottom of our 4 was really a good move. And oof. So there we go, all finished. I like the way the pendant part turned out there. Well, actually, I like the whole thing. It's very basic, black and white, but very, very pretty. So, hope you enjoyed making this with me. As I have mentioned before, this was made with the 2 strands of beads, the pearls and the black fire polish, from SoftFlex Company's Design Challenge Kit, Deco the Halls. I think it turned out really pretty. I hope you liked it. There it is. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.